Good morning. All right.
Oh, they got us.
It's working now.
It's working.
Hello, hello. Good morning. So this is a retry this morning because we just went live and there was no audio. So I hope it's working. Waiting for everybody to jump back on.
Yeah.
All right. So good morning. It feels amazing here in Vicksburg. It is so nice.
So far. It's good this morning.
Yes. So I woke up this morning, it was like 67. I was like, I'm going walking.
Yeah.
I went outside, went walking. Oh my gosh, it felt so good. It almost made me kind of frisky.
Oh, okay.
Like just exciting. Like, because it was so nice. And I'm like, Southern drawl is back. Yes. Good. But yeah, I'm just like skipping along and I was like, oh my gosh, it feels so good outside. Good morning. I see y'all on Instagram. Yeah, I mean, I got back to the house. I'm like, oh, I want to do this. I want to do that.
Yep.
The fall is my favorite time of the year.
Mine too.
So good. I love this time of the year. I am ready to really get to work on my outside area around back. I have like all these ideas. I'm so excited because I love being outside.
Yeah.
Whether it's in front of a fire or drinking your coffee or whatever. I enjoy being outside, even just like walking or I love it. So I'm excited.
I like it too. I mean, like I have my moments where like I cannot do extreme cold, will not be outside. I'd rather do hot.
You'd rather sweat?
I cannot do cold. It takes me forever to get warmed back up.
Really?
Like, yes.
I love the cold.
I mean, I like the cold, but like when it's freezing outside, no. I prefer to stay inside by the fire.
Well, I mean, most people, if it's freezing outside, they're not going to be hanging outside.
A lot of
freezing for you is like 50 degrees.
No, I can be outside 50 degrees. Freezing is like freezing. Like, I mean, maybe like 40. That would be pretty cold. But it just takes me forever to get warmed back up.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm excited. I was like, okay, fall. I think you're like teasing us with this cool weather because it is going to be back up into the 90s and 100s.
Oh yeah.
So we are back from the Flock Fiber Festival. We had a great show. And our travels are just so interesting the whole way. I mean, like we stopped and did a concert in Red Rocks in Colorado. It was gorgeous. It was
so pretty.
And then we got to the show, got set up. We had a great show. It was so good seeing people. And people would walk into the booth and like this one guy walked into the booth and I was like, I remember you from last year. You did the wall hangings. And he's like, yeah. And so it's always, and then one lady walked into the booth and she had on a sweater and it was like a crop top sweater. I don't remember what the name of it was, but she said, do you recognize this yarn? And I was like, yes, that's Ariadne. And I said, and she said, I bought this last year. It was my first hand dyed yarn. And she made a sweater. So that was really cool just to see what everybody has made. And then people were bringing yarn that they bought last year and trying to match it up to other stuff.
Yeah.
So it was like, it's really exciting. I love doing shows and getting to see all the different like things that their people are making. And And for me, sometimes it's like a memory game because like there was one lady came into the booth and she said that she was going to be seeing us at another show. And I was like, okay, so what's your name? And one lady saw us at Yarn Centric
in Maryland.
In April. And she was there at Seattle. And bought yarn again. So that's really cool from like one side.
One coast
on one
to the
coast,
other coast.
Yeah. And then we left from there and we went up to Vancouver. And, so I've never been to Canada. That was the first time. And, when you go into a different country and you're just like crossing a line.
Yeah.
And you feel like it should be so
way different.
But it wasn't really. I mean, there was some things. So like and of course we're driving, we found a storage facility in Blaine, Washington, and we were able to store our trailer there.
Yes.
That worked out perfect. I mean, I think it was like $2 or $3 a night for the trailer because she prorated the monthly rate for us.
Right.
And so that worked out really, really good. I was a little like panicked, worried about leaving the trailer there.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I have one of those Apple AirTags in the trailer. And so when we go, and I also have one in the truck, and they're hidden. So, you're not going to be able to really find it easily.
Right.
If you were to steal the truck and try to or trailer or whatever. Yeah. But anyway, the AirTag was not showing up as I checked it. And I'm like, okay, why is this not showing up? And I was like, so the battery might need to be replaced on
okay.
that AirTag. But anyway, we got the trailer and picked it up and that was all good. But anyway, when we were getting into Canada, the scenery is a little different up in northern Washington. All of these fir trees, evergreens. And if for you that have maybe watched the movie, the Twilight series,
it kind of does look like that.
Yeah, all the trees, and you think about the vampires or whatever jumping from, or the werewolves, whatever they are, jumping from tree to tree.
Now I can't even remember.
But going into Canada, right when we crossed the border, so one thing happened, like our cell phones lost signal, and so you turn airplane mode on and off, and then it'll switch to the other tower. But on my GPS on the truck, all of a sudden, my the speed limit jumped from like 60 to 100, and I was like, "What? The speed limit here is 100?" And then I was like, "Wait a minute, it's kilometers, kilometers. It's what is it? Yeah, kilometers." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "But I still don't know what the speed limit is."
Yeah.
So I was like, "Emily, tell me what the speed limit is." And so it took me a little bit driving around to when it would say 100 or 90. I finally figured out about what the speed limit should be. But we had such a great time in Vancouver. Crossing the border was kind of experience. Coming back, we kind of got stuck at the border for about an hour. There was a lot of people trying to leave about the same time we did. And the border patrol, there was a guy walking around with a dog, and he was like sniffing out all of the vehicles. And that was really interesting. I was like, it'd be kind of cool to watch and see them hit on a vehicle. But then he was kind of walking around, and then he walked up to our vehicle, and I was like, oh boy, here we go. And he knocked on the window, and so I rolled the window down, and he was like, so where y'all from? And we said Mississippi. And he's like, you drove all this way? He's like, did you rent this? I'm like, no, this is mine. He's like, you drove all this way? And I was like, well, yeah, we're kind of nuts, and we did a show in Seattle, and so, but he had his dog, and from a distance, his dog looked like a puppy.
Oh.
Did you not think so?
I mean, I didn't. I only saw. I wasn't really.
You couldn't see.
Paying too much attention, and but when he got up, no, I didn't. But I didn't see him far off.
So his dog looked like a puppy, and so when he got up closer, and I was like, "Is it a puppy?" And he was like, oh no, she's 7 years old. And then I started really seeing her up close, and you could see all the little gray whiskers and on her face and stuff. But so he was kind of standing there talking to us, and then he was like, looky there. And he said, so somebody pulled up to the border and saw him and then turned around. So apparently they had something in their vehicle that they didn't want to go through. He was like, it happens all the time. So that was kind of cool, just, experiencing. But the people that knew what they were doing, they knew which lines were shorter. Apparently we got in the longest.
one.
And the slowest one. But that was kind of cool. That was fun. It was so beautiful. And we had the windows rolled down. The weather was just amazing.
It was nice.
Really nice. But we got back, and then we headed to Fort Collins, Colorado, to my sister Knit's, and we did a trunk show. I love trunk shows.
I do too.
Getting to visit with the store owners, the two sisters, Julie and Diana.
Oh, so sweet.
So sweet and so much fun.
Yes.
Just getting to visit with them. And the store was like crazy nuts at times.
It was.
And then we kind of slow down for a minute, and then we'd kind of like get our breath and get a drink of water and ask a few questions. And then the next spurt would come. And so it was really, really good. And she was checking out all of our different garments and samples that we had. And
yes.
So just a great show, a lovely store. Her store
so
is in a carriage house at the back of her house.
Yes. So cute. I love it. Yeah. I mean, you could just wake up every day and go to work, just walk to work.
Right.
Right there.
Right. And she had a little really nice patio behind her house, and knitters would come and sit and knit.
Yes.
And then she has a second story in her carriage house that had a table where people could do classes and come and sit and knit. But she was telling the story that during COVID, a lot of places shut down and nobody had a place to come and sit and knit. And so her knitters
she could do just in her backyard, so they could spread out.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was really fun. We were there Friday and Saturday. Have a really cute downtown area. We went to a pizza place. Oh, it was so good.
So good.
Really good. And then we headed back home. We got home late Sunday night. There was some weather coming through. And then Siri on my phone decided to take a different route. And I'm like,
oh, that's right.
Where are we going? I'm like, why are we going this way?
So we went some back roads
we
for
went
a minute.
Some back roads in Oklahoma. And I'm like, what is this happening? I was so aggravated. I was like, you are fired.
Yeah, you're fired.
And it wasn't the first time that she did that.
No.
She just kept take a left here, and I'm like, why? I'm not listening to you. I'm just going to keep on going. Even when we're coming through Arkansas, we were supposed to be going to Mississippi.
Well, yeah.
She decided we were going to go the Louisiana way.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, I'm not going the Louisiana way.
You know what you're doing.
I know what I'm doing. And I shouldn't even had it on. I should have turned it off. Yeah, because I knew where I was supposed to be going. But anyway, it was good to get back home. I was glad to get back home. I've got a lot going on. You got a lot going on. Your grandbaby came home.
Yes, they got here yesterday. So I left at about, what time did I leave? About 1. And went down to get I got a facial schedule from my sister, but then Ronnie came in with her to get her hair done. So I got to hold him the whole time. But,
really?
Pretty much the whole time. Well, he was a little bit fussy when, they first got there. So, but after that, he took a nap and I just held him the whole time.
Aww.
They're calling him Squish right now because he's so squished up. He likes to squish all together. And, once I got the right, I don't know, position,
Yeah.
and hold. Yeah, he slept the rest of the time. So I was
Aw.
pretty much in heaven. So he was squished up with me. And then when we went over to my sister's house later that night, my niece had him, and he's all sprawled out, like, relax. I mean, just snoozing away, but he was all sprawled out then. So
Aw.
we can't figure it out. Sometimes he wants to be all squished up, and sometimes not. So
Grandbabies are the best.
yeah, I'm like, yeah. So I didn't want them to leave.
I know I have missed mine this trip. I got home Sunday night at 1:00. Well, then we came into the shop Monday morning to unload the trailer, but the air conditioner had decided to quit working.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. I'm really scared I'm about to have to buy a new air conditioner. But my AC guy came Monday afternoon and we got it fixed. But it's kind of squealing.
Yeah, I did go out there this morning right when I got here and check.
Yeah. So, but we got it fixed. We didn't unload because it was 90 degrees in here. So we didn't unload until yesterday
at 6:00 in the morning.
At 6:00 in the morning, so it would be cool.
Yeah.
I was like, meet me up here early in the morning so we can get this done. So Monday, I just went and picked up the kids from school, the grandbabies, and had a great evening with them. So fun. Oh my gosh, they're just a mess. Last night, I played bunco, and Mio, which she turns 4 in a couple of weeks, has been wanting to play bunco. But
she turns 4, she turns 5. She turns 4? Oh, wow. Okay.
She's been wanting to come play bunco, and her mom has been saying, no, no, no. Well, last night, she got to come.
Okay.
And I walked in the door, and she ran to me. And but anyway, she's like, Juju, I'm playing bunco. So she was doing her dice, and and so like,
yeah, you're just rolling them like this.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she would take it and do like the dice, and she would go like really slow, and then she'd go, and she would hit a bunco.
Oh goodness!
And we were like, "How in the world is she doing this?" And she wouldn't even really know what she was doing. She knew that you had to get 3 of the same kind.
Okay.
And sometimes you'd have to say, "Okay, roll again, roll again." So much fun. But then like midway, she was just like, oh, I'm not doing this no more. But it was so cute. It was so much fun. She is just getting so smart. I mean, she's not getting so smart. She's just learning and like soaking up everything. She was writing on a piece of paper, and she wrote mom, M-O-N. So she started school. And so she wrote mom, M-O-M, and then she went over to Madison. She's like, look, mommy.
Yeah.
And
good.
I was like, oh, this is so cool. I got the little magnet letters that go on your refrigerator.
Yeah.
And so as she's learning to spell, I'm going to let her like make sentences out and stuff.
Yeah, that's good.
And then I'm going to leave notes on the refrigerator too, like every time that they come over and stuff. But I had fun. Like I've been having fun with the letters, and I got 2 things, so I'd have enough letters.
Yeah. Did you find them at Walmart?
Or no, did you order them?
Oh, you ordered them. That's right. You
on Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so yeah, just wait.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited.
So we are back. We sold a lot of yarn, and we have a lot of holes everywhere.
I know. And it's always like, oh, yes, we're selling the yarn. And then you look and you're like, oh, my gosh, we have so much work.
I know. Mini sets. Just there's like holes all over in the carts. Just crazy.
But it's a good time to rethink, some of the things that we might not die again.
So one thing that we are doing is we added a new yarn back last fall. It is a mercerized wool. We have it Posh Fingering and Posh DK. We cannot get that yarn base anymore.
No.
So we are marking it down for $20 a skein. We want it gone. We are adding some new bases, moving some things around. It's unfortunate because we really do like the yarn base, but our mill told us that they can't get it anymore. So we've marked it down to $20 a skein. There's nothing wrong with it. It's great yarn. We just So we're making space on our carts to add some new bases. And if you want to find it, to order some, it is on the website. Let's see. Let me make sure that this is. Are you on the website? Yeah, go down there. So if you go to the homepage, keep going down.
Yeah, right here.
If you go to the homepage and click on sale, there will be a collection called Posh D. Nope, that's not it.
That's not. Oh, that's still on here. Right here.
Okay, there will be a thing called Posh Fingering and DK. So I have it listed DK and fingering. I was still like, I need to add some of the pictures on there. And I will get that done afterwards. I see a few that I might not have the, there's two that don't have the quantity or the stock updated, like that chocolate opal. I'll have to go and figure that. So anyway, you just go and you can select fingering or DK, but I'll be making a post about it this morning as soon as I get the rest of those listed, and you should be able to see the pictures, but some of the pictures I don't have matched up with the actual base. But that is on the home page under on sale. Posh Fingering and DK, $20 a skein.
Okay, yeah, most of it's up there. Okay.
Also, I have totally forgot to post. Do y'all know what Saturday is? Somebody's getting older.
Yep.
It's Emily's birthday Saturday. We have been so busy on the road and going. I have totally forgot to even post that it was her birthday month. And in fact, I think we were coming back Sunday, maybe. And I was like, oh no.
I know. I haven't thought about it either.
So yeah, it is.
I know. I'm so excited because like the kids are in town and so it's just going to be a really good day.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Everybody's coming over to my sister's. Like, I think the whole family will be there.
Good.
So, yeah, I'm really excited.
Good. I was trying to think what else has been happening. My days and my nights are like so crazy busy. I mean,
very busy.
I am so busy. Just every night there's something. Tonight is my life group, and we're meeting back for the first time
after the summer.
And I was like, okay, I'll cook first because I love cooking, and I'm making ham loaves, and I made a cheesecake, and I made the cheesecake last night. Oh, I cannot wait.
You make it before or after Bunko?
After.
Oh, okay.
So I was up till 10:30 last night.
Oh, yeah.
Because like with this cheesecake, you cook it for 15 minutes at 400 degrees. Then you cook it for 45 minutes at 200 degrees. Then when the oven goes off, and I set the timer so the oven would go off in case I fell asleep. I didn't want it to burn.
Yeah.
But then you're supposed to you don't want to take the cheesecake out of the oven because then it'll crack.
Right.
So you just barely crack the door.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't crack. And then, when you're making the cheesecake, you don't want to overbeat the cheese, the cream cheese, because then it'll really crack. And so I was trying so careful not to because it's kind of like, you want it to be perfect and you don't want any cracks. Right. And so I have one little crack on the side. I was like, oh, well, it's still fine. It didn't have like a big crack.
Right.
But for my topping, I found this sea salt caramel ice cream topping. It's like in a jar. And
so good.
I'm going to heat that up and add pecans to it. And my crust for the cheesecake is I use pecan sandies.
That's right.
I'd use different crust all the time. But for this one, I use the pecan sandies and instead of like graham cracker. So it's going to be so good.
It is.
But I made ham loaves, mashed potatoes with real potatoes. I got the red potatoes.
Good. I like
that.
And
I haven't made them yet because I did bunko last night. I didn't have enough
cheesecake.
And I had to make cheesecake first. And so then you leave the cheesecake in the oven like all night long. Like so it'll slow down.
Right.
So it'll cool off slow. And put it in the refrigerator this morning. So I'm gonna have to leave early today if I can, boss.
Oh yeah.
You're cooking tonight too, aren't you?
I'm cooking tonight. I'm just making a pork loin. So.
Oh, I thought you were making some kind of squash thing.
Well, I'm making that Friday for the thing on Saturday.
Oh,
so, yeah. But I took the magazine over to my mom's and she's like, oh. So she started looking at all the recipes and so I'm sure that she's like, gonna keep some of them for herself. So
I love cooking and I've like every time I get in there and I'm like cooking this and cooking that, I'm like, okay, well, I don't like this here. I've been like rearranging my kitchen and stuff.
Did you rearrange anything?
I did again last night. Every time I get in there, I'm like, oh, I don't like this here. I'm gonna rearrange and put this here. But
oh goodness.
Yeah, just I was having so much fun. And then I turned the radio on and I'm dancing in my kitchen at like 10 o'clock last night. I was unloading the dishwasher and loading the dishwasher, and then I got my spatula and I was singing.
Oh my word. I'm glad I wasn't there.
Why? It was a great show.
All right.
What are you trying to say? I can't sing or dance? What?
I'm not going to say anything.
It was a great show. You should have been there. I have my little nightie on too.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, it was
What
fun.
kind of show was it?
I was unloading the dishwasher and reloading it. It was fun. It was fun.
You got blinds up, right?
It wasn't like a reveal. It was just like my nightgown.
Okay.
I mean, I used to say nightgown, and you thought that I was wearing this like ankle length.
Well, a gown is long. Like a gown is a longer thing. It's not that thing that you showed me.
Well, I mean, it's just like a gown that comes to like your knee, and
that does not come to your knees.
Well, anyway, it was good times. I was like just a cooking and unloading the dishwasher, and it was fun. Yeah, I have Alexa, play some music and stuff. And so, and then I was like, okay, I got all my kitchen like cleaned up, and I was like, okay, Alexa, good night. But then I had set a timer because I was scared that I was going to fall asleep on the oven, and I was making sure. And so I was like, but how much time does we have left on my timer?
Did you knit?
No.
I didn't knit either.
So I kind of messed up on my brioche.
Oh, no, you can fix it.
Yes. I mean, I missed an increase on the edge, and it was like 2 or 3 rows down. And I tried to go back and fix it. And so I just kind of like pulled my needle out and ripped it all out. But now I'm trying to pick up stitches.
Okay.
And go back across.
So you have to concentrate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm like have set it to the side.
So why? What are you working on? The other thing?
No, I'm not working on anything.
Judy,
like my house is kind of a wreck because we got back in from,
and you had the babies.
and then I had the baby. So there's toys everywhere. And then, you know what I did? I bought them Play-Doh. And I thought
I have a thing about Play-Doh.
What is your thing about?
You do not mix the colors.
Well,
that's why my kids never had Play-Doh. I was way too OCD for that. I'm like, no, we're not doing Play-Doh.
John Glenn, he
mixes the colors.
He really mixed the colors. And so there was like this ugly gray color.
Yeah.
I mean, he kept mixing it. And then Mia wanted to open like all of, because like a whole bunch of different colors. And she wanted to open them all. I was like, no, like, let's not open all of them. But I really thought I could contain where they were playing with the Play-Doh.
You know what you should do? You should get one of those kids' swimming pools.
And put it in the house?
Yeah. Let them play with the Play-Doh in there. And then it doesn't get everywhere else.
So when I picked up the kids and they got to the house, I had like the Play-Doh in a bag in the kitchen. Well, Mia goes in there and she's like, Juju, what's this? And she just starts getting it out. Like she knows now. And she's like, what's this? Is this for me? And I was like, yeah. And so she's trying to open the box. I'm like, hold on, Mia, I got to do this. I got to do that. And so anyway, she's like dragging it out. And I got like a couple of like little different things that they can, like there's like this thing that makes the hair.
Yes.
Hair.
They've had that forever. I had that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she was like, I'm going to cut the hair. So she's like, so she's like, oh, like you got to let the hair grow longer. You can still keep putting more Play-Doh in there. And so that's how the hair or the Play-Doh got mixed up.
Yeah.
But so we played with Play-Doh like a couple times. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to put it up now. Well, then a little bit later it was out again. So there's like little bits of Play-Doh all
over the house.
And just in the living room.
Okay.
And then there's still toys. And then we were playing cards. And then Hungry Hippo, the game with the marbles. So anyway, my living room is still kind of like a wreck. And I've got to vacuum and stuff. But I've just been so busy.
Yeah.
So yeah, my house is a little wreck right now.
Yeah.
And then I still have I haven't even unpacked my suitcase.
I know.
Yet.
I got a little bit out last night and did some. So
but we leave again in September. We are vending at Dallas at DFW. I think it's like September 19th, 20th.
21st, because it's 3 days.
3 days.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
So we'll be in Dallas. And then the next weekend we are headed to Shenandoah Valley Fiber. That's in Berryville, Virginia. I think it's Berryville.
Is that 2 days or 3 days?
2 days.
2 days?
Yes.
Okay. Have we looked up how long that one is? How far to get there?
It's not that far.
Okay.
Because we drove past it when we were coming back from Maryland.
Okay. I mean, I kind of remember that, but I didn't pay attention to how long.
So we've not done that show before, so we will be there. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
And that's the next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, we will be the middle of October. I can't remember the dates. In Asheville, North Carolina for SAF.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're doing a new show the 1st of November. It is the Alabama Fiber Fest.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the first weekend in November. And then we'll be back for SoCal the week before Thanksgiving in Pomona, California.
Yes.
So a busy fall.
Oh, we have that little trunk show too.
Oh, there is a new yarn shop in Memphis. It is called Stitching Supply.
Yeah.
We will be doing a trunk show there the first weekend in October 5th, I think.
I think so.
So we will be there. Really excited for them. And in fact, we met a lady at my sister Annette's in Colorado that was from Memphis that was up there visiting a friend or a family member. She came in and she says, well, I'll see y'all at the trunk show.
I know. So weird.
It's such a small world.
I know.
Sometimes. Yeah. Really, really good. So we are adding some new yarn bases to our cart. We learned a lot being on the road. And, one thing that we're seeing is there is a huge demand for non-superwash. And we were trying to do the posh as an alternative to non-superwash. I don't really think it's going that well.
No.
And so that's another reason why we've marked it down. So we're looking at some non-superwash. When we were at my sister Knits, she said that's what everybody's asking for is a non-superwash. And so we're looking at some new different bases. One thing that we've added that went really well at the show at Flock is our new cotton wool blend. We're calling it Natchez because in Mississippi, Natchez, Mississippi was one of the first places that cotton was actually grown and harvested.
Yes.
And so we did these fade kits. Like this is Pezzotight, and there is Pezzotight in its original state. Because there's 50% cotton, it's not going to be as bright of a color as what it would be if it's wool and nylon or 100% wool, because the cotton that's in it does not dye. So there is Pezzotight, and these are on the website. This is Jet.
We have Copal.
The yellow was like a popular color.
Yes.
It's so pretty. Here is Augite. And Augite is and that's Augite. It's like a brown.
Yes. We have Malachite, just like a teal color.
So sorry about the like crackling of the bag.
I know.
I'm trying to be very careful about. Here is Moldavite, this really pretty green.
We have Tara White. And then we have our sapphire.
So pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And so we did these kits for the show. And now that we are back, we will start dyeing these on individual colors. And so, like I said, and we will get these added to the website. We're also thinking about adding this in the DK as well.
I know, I think so.
So just trying to figure out what it is that people want.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that they're looking for?
Yeah.
So, but we are so glad to be back and to get back in the dye studio and just get back into a rhythm. I mean, like
we kind of been out of a rhythm for a little while.
We have.
Yeah.
I mean, the summer really kind of thrown us off.
Yeah.
Because we were gone so much.
Right.
But thanks for joining Anne this morning. I'm so sorry about the little
no sound.
Because typically I've been leaving the computer here, but I did have my computer because I've been taking it back and forth, and we had it on the road and stuff. And so I guess the connection on
the microphone
wasn't working right. But thanks for joining in this morning. We will get the Posh added, all the colors updated. So if you want to order those, and then once those are gone, they're gone.
Yeah,
that's
gone.
it.
Mm-hmm.
We do maybe have one bag left, and so we might add that, like as a special dye too or something.
Yeah.
All right, y'all have I hope that the weather is nice wherever you are. It is. It was even kind of cool yesterday.
Yeah, it was
when we left, and I have yard work to do, and I have been dreading it, doing it in this heat.
I know. Probably have to get up early one morning.
I know, but then you're going to have dew on the grass.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So I'm hoping. I mean, like this week is like. Every night is busy, and
I know.
So
you don't have any. I mean, you have something every night.
I do.
I don't know. Do you have something Friday night?
Yeah, I'm going out with a friend for supper.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Maybe Sunday afternoon I can, if the weather's still cool, I can get out there and tackle my backyard because it's kind of overgrown a little bit.
Oh goodness.
Because I want to get it ready.
Yeah.
For this fall.
It'd be nice.
Yep. All right, y'all, we're going to get back to work. Thanks for joining in, and we will see y'all next week.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.